Hi everybody, welcome to Tarot by Sadie. I'm using today the Vampirella deck and my Boris Vallejo Russian deck. My very first one I ever got. And I don't know if you guys have read my post about the Doreen virtue thing. I know it happened like 2 or 3 years ago, but it just was important to me because I have gone to seminary myself, and I'm very sympathetic to the Christian cause. But I feel like, and I think, that the further you go in life, if you're still seeking, the more you'll be expanding what you can see is true, but you do less that you see is true. She seems to be doing the opposite. So I just can't be behind her on her decision. And I want to know where all the money's going of all this stuff that is still being sold. It's a little bit confusing, but barring the money part and barring PR and all that, I think she's a bit confused because you can tell that she's basing everything off of fear and not love, which is what, if you're traveling forward on your spiritual journey, you realize at a certain point that the opposite of love is not hate, it is fear. Because fear is what keeps us from God and from the things that we need to do good in the world. She's saying all these rules have to apply before you could even get close to being what she's saying is the right thing. And I'm not saying that rules are wrong, but she's using fear, trying to warn and scare people to quote-unquote come back to the church, which doesn't necessarily need to happen for everyone. I mean, I think that if Jesus visited her, and it was him, which I guess it probably was, because it made her very happy, I think she just got confused maybe a little bit afterwards. She was in a church when it happened, and that's a good thing that it happened. I just don't really understand why she is... I understand why she's taking a stance against everything except for Christianity, because when you become born again, that's what you're supposed to do in order to keep pure faith. But she helped a lot of people doing the cards, making the cards and angel stuff that she did. And I think that purifying her message is a good thing, because it is a little bit idolatrous to have like praying to angels instead of God. But the thing is that I don't really know how to explain it, but she's showing the signs of someone who is closed-minded on purpose, because they're scared if they do something wrong, they'll lose the Holy Spirit or lose God in their life. And everybody's gone through something like that before. Unfortunately, she's doing it when she's older, and after all these people have come to her for wisdom and guidance. And then she also is alienating all of them, telling them they're wrong, where there's other ways to get them to pay attention to Jesus if that's what she's wanting. And that's what she's claimed she's wanting, but maybe she's trying to get people to come to church. And she thinks that if they come to church, they'll be with God. But you can be with God without going to church. If he tells you to go, then you go. Today, we're going to talk about something that has to do with the Doreen virtue thing. I don't do divination per se, and I don't think anyone should be asking questions that they aren't prepared to know the answers to. But I think that it would be okay if today we ask God if I am on the right path with this, that she really is being fear-based, and that all the ladies that believe what she said, they're being alienated, or that Doreen is completely right, that everyone has to denounce everything that is not exactly the church. So I'm kind of going to do a yes-no type thing here. Yes being Doreen is right, and no being Doreen is wrong. So let's see here. All right. So we have the Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Two of Swords, oh, the Wheel of Fortune upside down, and Page of Cups upside down. So, all right. Whew, this is pretty cool. The Ace of Wands means a beginning. That somebody has started something, an idea, or given an inspiration or a vision that has caused them to go after a passion, change their life in a certain way, to go a certain way. Two of Swords means fighting. Three of Swords means heartache. So if she's fighting within herself and she feels heartbroken of leaving everybody, all of her friends, and starting over, there's two ways to look at that. So we'll come back to that in a minute. Page of Cups is sensitivity. Wheel of Fortune is karma. And the Three of Wands is moving forward into the future. So she's a sensitive person, an intuitive person who was put here to help others. She has, what she does will come back on her, because she was, whoever's given a lot of responsibility, much will be asked of them, and they have to prove that they're good enough to have the talents that they were given. If they don't, they'll have to start over, or however it works when you die. The Three of Wands is always a traveling thing. Like, one is you had the vision idea, two is you're doing the plans, and three is you're moving forward. So this is saying she moved forward with the idea, the vision that she had. But there was fighting involved and heartbreaking involved. And her sensitivity, she's wondering about this karma that she's going to have. Okay, here's the Five of Cups, regret. This is crazy. So she's regretting her decision because she feels kind of like in limbo. She doesn't know exactly what happened, and she wants to make sure she made the right decision, but And she's one of those people that it's good that she doesn't care what people think of her, really, actually. She actually will just do something because she thinks it's important. I really do believe that about her. So this, she regrets. And the Queen of Cups. So the love person that she was supposed to be, this intuitive feminine woman, when you become a born-again Christian, a lot of times that's taken away for whatever reason I don't understand. It kind of happened to me too, because you're told that sexuality is wrong in a way. So like you're supposed to only use it behind closed doors with the person you're married to. And if you have any sexuality or sensuality outside of a bedroom, then you're hurting the other people around you. And also that you are sinning. Let's see. The Emperor will help. Okay. 8 of Cups. So this is kind of like the fighting and the trying to choose between things. Some is good and some is bad of what she's done. So the answer that we're getting from here is kind of what I thought, which we're just getting we're looking into her mind. I wanted the answer, but all I'm getting instead, which is I guess what we're supposed to know, is what she's feeling and thinking at this point. So I can't see the future here, but I can tell you what she's doing right now, which is what it really happened, that she had the vision with God, and she fought within herself about if she should get rid of the card empire or not. Her heart was broken when she had to leave her friends, and she feels a little bit empty in the new church that she's in, that she's chosen and also become part of by default in a way, because she got the vision there. She regrets a lot of things that she's done and is wondering if she's given up her identity to become a Christian. She already has moved forward with all of this. And what she's concerned about is karma. She wants to make sure she's doing the right thing, but she does not know. And the 8 of Cups, meaning that overall, it's a good and bad thing. She got good stuff in the vision, but good and bad came from it because some of it really helped her to learn and some of it hindered her learning, as in like she saw it that way. So, one more. Oh, the Lovers. Sad, sad. So, this is saying that in the end, what's going to make up her mind is actually her husband. Can they actually live together in peace and as a loving team with her going to this church and him not? It's hard to go to church without your spouse with you if you're married, because it's a deeply personal thing that's saying, I believe this so much, I'm giving up my time, money, and effort and my reputation to go here in a certain way. And if you don't believe that, are we really compatible? And then also, I think you might go to hell because you're not coming with me. That's what it would be in a Christian church. I don't know about other churches, but unfortunately, she's going to have to choose. And it's not something that is going to hurt her, because she probably is going to choose the husband. She loves him, and if she wants to stay with him, she'll comply. I'm not saying that she's going to settle, but when someone's older, she's 60 years old now. when someone's older and they are facing the future alone, it seems a lot scarier than to us younger folk, because everything you do seems to mean more because you have less time. And being alone when you're older, it's harder to get a partner. So I don't know if this is true because of how you look when you're older, or because you are tired and bitter because you're older, but it could just be that people are dying and you don't have as much people to choose from, or people are paired up already, etc. And they want to know what to do. So it is very likely that she will slightly backpedal and with all of this and kind of lay low for a while, and probably reconcile with her husband about all of this, and they're going to have to come to some agreement in the middle to help both of them move forward, and then she'll address what's going on with her ministry. So, the star renewal. This is great. So she's definitely on the right path of stopping and taking assessment of what's going on. We can pray for her and hope that everything will turn out well for her, that she'll be able to guide people again in a way that is completely loving and honest, and the identity of who she really is. We don't want any leader to be confused because it hurts everyone else. Confused long term, in other words. And she has been, I guess, for 3 years now. She, around 5 years is I think, 3 or 5 years is I think when born again Christians start to question the things that they believe of the church. Not what they believe from God, but the rules. And she's at that point right now, and her husband saying, giving her ideas of, is this right or wrong? I need you to be with me, etc. It would be interesting if they would give some statements to the public, but since they don't know the answer right now, it's probably why they're not doing it. I hope she's not a bad person. It doesn't seem like she is, and the cards are saying the present is that she does care about what's going on in everybody's life. She does want to help. I think she is an inspiration. Knowing that somebody can take what we do and take it worldwide is good. Okay. And the King of Cups, that's for him. So he is a loving man. They'll figure this out. He does love her 100%. He's a good person, and he wouldn't leave. Just even if she decides to be at this church forever, he's not going to leave, but it's going to cause a lot of problems. So I guess that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a little bit different. We can do stuff like this later on. I'm just glad that we got an answer, and I hope she has some good friends around her to help her. And I hope you do too. See you next time.